Let me ask you guys this. How many times have you gotten to the end of a call only to hear the dreaded, I need to think about it? Then you go into sales mode, trying to overcome their objections with mental gymnastics to no avail. Alright, so here's the deal. Most of the time, these objections have nothing to do with you, your product, or what you said. You might just be pitching someone that your product can't help, or you just haven't proved to the client how your product's going to solve a problem. So how do you fix this? At the very beginning of your call with qualifying questions. Today you're going to learn my exact steps for qualifying and establishing need in potential prospects. These are the same tactics that I learned after nearly a decade of high ticket sales that I use to bring in tens of millions of dollars of revenue for my clients. Sounds fun? Let's get into it. Alright, let's talk strategy here when you're doing qualifiers. What is the point of qualifying? Why do all sales presentations start with qualifications? The purpose is to see if legitimately your product can help the person that you're talking to, if it's a good fit mutually. So the goals is to basically assess the need of the client, see what their pain points are, see what's going on, and honestly assess if your product can fix that need. If your product cannot fix the need, that's fine. You let them know and you get off the phone with them. And that's the whole point of the qualifiers, to basically save both you and the client's time. So think, when you're writing qualifiers, all qualifiers are a list of questions. Essentially, a list of questions. So think, who are the people who you need to work with? That's usually pretty broad. I only work with doctors, I work with plumbers, I work with police officers, I work with this, I work with that, I work with men, I work with women, whatever it is, right? Figure that out. And then you want to start probing them and asking questions. Also think as well, who can you not work with? Well, I can't work with employees. This is for entrepreneurs. I cannot work with people on government contracts. I need people who can take on their own private clients. I need people that make X amount of money. Companies that have X amount of revenue. If I have a high ticket offer, the company needs to have the ground rolling. They need to have some budget. You wouldn't want to ask that directly, but you might be able to suss things out by saying, okay, roughly how many clients did you have last year? How many new clients do you bring on in a month? What's your revenue goal for this year? What's your revenue goal? You're not asking what actually is your revenue. What's your revenue goal? Are you on pace to hit that? Things like this. You can start to paint the picture. And if you want to learn how to optimize your sales process, smash your sales quotas, or all other good sales related stuff, please subscribe below. Now that you have a good idea of who you work with, who you can't work with, maybe it's a good idea to start asking some industry specific questions. Let's say you're doing SEO. What are you doing for SEO right now? What are you doing for marketing right now? What's your current sales process? How do you produce your current podcasts? Where's your practice located? How long have you been practicing? The list is literally endless. But then you typically want to start broad and then focus in a little bit with the idea of you're just having a conversation with a prospect. You're just two people talking shop, talking business. That's the whole point. Now once you do that, this is really important. Now this is when the rubber meets the road. Then you start to prod a little bit to where are they trying to get with their business? Where are you trying to get to? So for marketing is pretty easy, okay? How many clients do you have right now and where are you trying to get to? What's your plan to get there? Do you have a plan? Have you tried anything in the past and it hasn't worked out? Why is this goal important to you? It's usually not about the money. It's usually about their family. It's about having the sports car so they can roll up to their 10-year reunion and feel good about themselves. It's so that they can have security for their family so they can do the things they love. Why does it matter and what needs to happen? Right? What needs to happen for them to achieve this goal? Well, I need to open another office. I need to bring on X amount of clients. I need to make a key hire. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to get the system in place. It's all information that's going to start to paint the picture of this lack, right? This lack that they have, and hopefully, if it's a good fit, your product is going to be able to meet some, if not all, of those problems, and that's where you can start to open up the conversation. Really good question as well to ask is, what are some issues that are stopping you from getting there? I want to open up another location and double my business. Okay, great. What's stopping you from getting there? Well, I don't have enough clients. Oh man, well, maybe marketing's a good fit for you then, right? It certainly sounds like it. It's not the fit of like, hey, well, look, I'm as full as I want to be. I'm booked out to 6 months and I don't want any more work. That's not your guy. They shouldn't be buying marketing from you, but they want to grow. They have that need and they can't do it on their own. That is then a perfect opportunity for you to go forward and explain what you're doing. Bottom line is to ethically continue with the pitch after this point. You should be able to see how their vision, their goals can be solved with your product, right? How your product is going to help them get where they want to go. If it's a fit, yes, that's great. If it's not, that's fine too. Let them know and get off the phone and go to your next prospect. So now you got the theory, so let's go into an actual pitch that is being used today that I worked with one of my clients who are selling SEO services and is absolutely crushing with the exact pitch. So let's get into it, and I'll talk a little bit through about the strategy of why we chose a certain words and why we structured it this way. So then you can take some of these things and morph it to your offer. Here's how I might structure things. You get on the call, intro, small chat, a couple minutes, right? Probably don't need to script that. You're all smart people. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I'm Jake Bushwicker. Where are you from? Oh yeah, hey, sounds like a southern accent. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I've been to Alabama before. Oh yeah, it's great. Roll Tide. Just do that, right? And then go through into the qualifiers. Okay, all right, great. So how about you tell me a bit about your business briefly? How big's the team? You're starting to paint the picture of, okay, someone that has a certain team, a certain size team, they probably have a certain amount of revenue. Do you have any partners or anyone that you need to run this by? That's pretty good information to know. If they have partners and they're not on this call, you're probably not closing them on the first call. So that's good information to know. And I've talked about this in other videos. I'll put the link to it where I was just talking about this. When you do ask for the close and they say no, you do get out a rapport. So you do want to be careful of that. What's your average ticket value? Essentially, that's another way of saying what's your average client value. Good information, and you'd be surprised how many people will just tell you, yeah, it's a couple $1,000s average client. Okay, great, that's good information to know, especially if you're selling marketing and they make $2,000 a pop. You know exactly how much business you need to bring them for it to be a positive ROI. What's your current monthly yearly revenue? How many clients do you have? Can you take on more? Do you want to expand? A lot of people don't want to expand. You'd be surprised who hops on the call. If you're a nice enough guy on the phone when you're prospecting, they'll just say yes because they like you. But you should probably ask them if they want to grow, because if not, you should probably get off the phone with them, assuming you're selling marketing packages. Have you worked with a company or website in the past, right? Get a good idea to know if they've been burned in the past, if they had bad experiences. Where do you get your leads from? Where do you get your calls from now? How many calls do you get in a month? How much traffic, etc., etc. These are very specific for SEO and websites and things like this, but you can see why all you have to do is tailor this to your particular product, your particular audience. Where do you want to get in the next 12 months? Revenue, team, clients, whatever matters for you. Get them to say something. Get them to say what do they want. Sometimes they'll say, I just want to retire in 12 months. Great, might want to get off the phone with them. Unless you're selling stuff for retirement, that's probably not a good fit. But hopefully they'll say, yeah, I want to grow, right? I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, great, continue. What are your business goals? You would be surprised how many business owners don't have business goals. You would be blown away. People are just flying by the seat of their pants. That's fine, but now is a good time to ask that question so they actually can start to think about it when they're there on the call with you. They're not just going to sit there and think when they're off the call with you, well, let me just think about that. No, the time for them to think is now, and the way you get them to think is asking questions and engaging that frontal cortex so they actually have to think and pay attention to what you're saying. Most importantly, when you get them to say something, then you can then ask, what's stopping you from getting there? They're on the call, and ideally, in a perfect world, their need is going to be what your product has. And then I like to go into the issues. What issues are stopping you from reaching that vision? They said they want to get somewhere, and they're not there. That's a problem. That's a disconnect. What's stopping them from getting there? Get them to say that, yeah, it's something. I need more clients. I need more calls. I need to make a hire. I need to do this. I need to do that. Whatever it is, but let them say it. You are now working together. You are thinking together about the disconnect from where they are and where they want to go. You are thinking together at the same time if you can help them with your product to get there. And then I like to ask you, what are the pain points in the business right now? If you were to wave a magic wand, what would happen? On that one, be careful with. If they give it to you on the first question, don't ask that. This is more just like more ways to ask the same thing to kind of keep prodding, because they sometimes won't be a total open book. You want them just to say, oh yeah, this is that, but that's not always going to happen, right? So that's why if you ask the same question of a different angle, you'll sometimes get the answer that you want. Alright guys, that's it for today. That one was pretty dense, and so if you do have any questions on that, please drop me a comment and I'll get back to you. If there's anything you want to see, a follow-up video, let me know and I'll respond. Alright, thank you.